Hi, how are you doing? Welcome to Thursday. Do you know, I have no idea what day or anything is these days. I just wake up in the morning and think, what am I supposed to be doing today? It seems to be non-stop at the moment. So, hi Anne, how are you? Um, how is everybody? Isn't it miserable? Where's the? I expected the kids went back to school. Most of them have gone back to school yesterday. I expected the sun to suddenly pop out, and it's raining and it's cold and it's miserable, and I'm not happy about it. So, however, if it's raining, there's more time for crafting. So, the one today, some of you are not going to like it because it's a bit of hand sewing. Um, it's something that keeps popping up on my Pinterest, and I think they're really cute, and I decided that I wanted to try it. But before we go into it, it's horrible there as well, is it, Nikki? I'm hoping you're in this country and it's horrible. It'd be really miserable if you're in Spain and it's horrible. A couple of things I wanted to talk to you about. We've had quite a few new fabrics in. I've just picked up two of the layer cakes to bring over and show you because they are just beautiful. And what am I doing? Pressing buttons. That's what I was going to do. I was going to press the live thing and cancel it all then, and that'd be no good. So these are just two of the new fabrics we've had in. We've had shimmer. Now I'm not sure this is on the website yet, and I'm not sure that this one is either. Now I've picked them up, but they are just beautiful. This one is gold and silver metallics on some of them, and they are just totally beautiful. It's called shimmer. There's no real florals in there. I mean, you've got stylized cow parsley really, but a lot of it is geometric shapes and stuff. That one there is, oh, that's quite nice, isn't it? Ooh, what was the stylograph stuff that you used to do with when you were in school? I bought one the other day. I had it for Christmas. So we tried to do it with the kids, but Elsie wasn't quite getting it. And this one, you all love these. This is Farmhouse Flannels, and we've had both of these in pre-cuts and on the bolt. We've got some of it on the bolt. I will try and get that on this afternoon if it's not already there. This one here is flannels, so it looks thicker because they're just beautiful, and they're a good browns and greys and creams. I think it's a cream really. Yeah, it's a cream, and browns, greys and blacks and cream, and it's just gorgeous. People love the flannels, so that's come in, and we've got 8 or 9 of them on the bolt as well. So those will be on hopefully today soon. We've also had a Christmas one, a couple of Christmas ones in. So go and have a look at those. There's a red and white one, but I can't remember what that's called. We've had blues and creams, which is snowmen gatherings, and we've also had the most beautiful spirograph. That's it, Nikki. Teals, purples and navies Christmas, with Christmas baubles and a nativity scene. Oh, what was it called? Holy Night. Go and have a look at it. Robert Kaufman. It is stunning. it's my colours. I mean, these ones are very beautiful, but they're not my colours at all. There's too much monochrome in them for me. But this Holy Night is beautiful, and I know my cousin is going to love it. So so there you go. Oh, Ohio. Would you be coming up to winter in Ohio? Spain next Tuesday. Oh, that's lovely. Oh, anyway, so right, let's go to the next thing I wanted to tell you. When we were at Doncaster, we came across this. This is Quilts for Veterans. So if you're interested in this, I can send you out a leaflet. At the moment, they're just doing it up north, but I don't know whether they do them down here. So if you are no longer wanting to make for Linus, or you've got ones that are too grown up for Linus. Oh, where are we? We've what have I done? I don't want that one, I want that one. Hang on. Hi Mary, how are you? Camera. There you go. Quilts for the Longest Day, it's called. They're veterans, Quilts for Veterans. At the moment, this one is up north, but I don't know whether if you got in touch with them, whether they would send them to people in your area. So there is there's phone numbers and things. I will take photos and put them onto the website, so that if you're interested, there's going to be quilts out there that you think are not suitable for care leavers or Linus quilts or other ones. So I'll put that up so that you can do that. Right. Breathe, sir. This is what we're making today. It's a keyring, or you could just hang it. We're going to do this one. There are others. That's another one I played with, a sheep. So we are going to do this one. It was suggested that I stick to the one. So we have some felt here, and I only need little bits. So this one will do for my sky. Okay. I've made it 4x6. It's 2 inches. Oh, I must have been measuring it on centimetres then. So we're going to go 2 inches by 2.5 inches. Okay. So we're going to fold this. So which ruler did I use? I must have used one that was... Oh, I know what it was. I had a little cutting mat, and it's in centimetres. So we've got this one. So if we go, the ruler is 2.5, and I want 2 inches, or you could go to 2.5 by 2.5 and make it square. The sizing is entirely up to you. Okay, so we're just going to cut that little bit out there. Now I've folded it in half, and I'm cutting the two together because I want my back to be the same size as my front piece. Okay, I'm doing it in felt because that way I don't have to turn it out or anything. And there are loads of ideas that you could do with this. You could put flowers on this. When you stuff it, you could stuff it with lavender, that type of thing. So we're going to just play with this. Now, this one, if we just cut off a little bit here, like that. This one I want to put, I'm going to put one to one side there. Okay, we do some of it on the machine, but not a lot. And you want this to be like you're in the distance see. Okay, so I've made it bigger than I need to. because I tend to cut them really odd and have to recut. So I'm just sort of giving it an horizon. A horizon? I don't know. Okay, so we're going to place that on there. So I've got a little bit of a gap, but I can trim that afterwards. And we're going to have turquoise sea in the foreground. And again, I mean, this is my original one. It's a lot more wavy under there, but I didn't, I covered it with a boat. So we've done more waves like that, and we're just going to place that. Ooh, only just fits, look, like that in there. Okay, so we want to attach this so that it's sitting in there. Now, I didn't bring blue, so let's have a bit of turquoise. Oh, what's that? That'll do. That bit'll do. Because I was going to do a different one, and then when I spoke to Sarah, she liked the boat, so we're going with the boat. So I brought colours for other stuff. So we're going to just sew this down. And all I did was put in little bits to make it look like the waves, the water was moving. So we're just going to sew that down like that, and we're just gonna, I've put a knot in the back of my thing, and it's really forgiving because you're just sewing it any which way on this. You just want to tack it down and make it look like there's a few waves going on there. You nearly missed me. This is something you could just cut and take with you because it's a little bit of hand sewing. I stitched it round on the machine because I wanted it to hold, but you could blanket stitch it. There's no reason why you can't. So we're just putting in a few stitches here to make it look like there's some waves going on in there. Oh, it's a bit big. So we're doing this. So what else has been going on in our little lives? We're off to Pontefract tomorrow. Sarah's gone with the boys to set up. So she's driving out to Abercynon. I've heard some of you are coming out, some of you locals are coming out to have a look. I'm sure Sarah will do one of her walk-arounds. It's not very big, but I did it a few years ago, and there were some beautiful quilts there. Some truly beautiful quilts. This is probably the wrong colour for me to do this with, and I'm not doing it very well. So it just sort of breaks it up to make it look like there's a few waves going on there. And then we're going to put this one here. We put a few up there. Well, we're going to cover that with a boat, aren't we? Yeah. Put some on the edges. You know, it doesn't matter what it looks like underneath, you're going to cover that like that. So we've got, yeah, Pontefract this week. I think Sarah's, oh no, Sarah's not on Hochanda now until we come back from the Isle of Man, which I am very much looking forward to. There are a few things that I want to do. I'm just going to tack that so that it stays in place. and we'll sew like that, so that stays in place like that. And we're going to put white in there to give us some definition of, you know, ones closer to shore tend to have more white horses on the top, don't they? But you could put flowers on this, or what else have I seen? Like a fish bowl. You could do a dog. You could do people. But all of these things, if you use the felt, you're not going to need oh, what have I done there? Oh, there you are. If you use the felt, you're not going to need to worry about your edges fraying. However, you could use frayy type material, like like jeans. Jeans are a good one for this. If you do a little house, you could use jeans to and then fray the edges. Oh. But yes, lavender would be lovely in it. Or you could spray a perfume or put essential oils on the cotton wadding that you put inside. You could just use normal just wadding, which then will soak it up. You could do it so that it's got Velcro on some of it, which you could then open it and pop more essential oils, but the felt should soak it up. So we're just putting a few of these stitches in here, like that. But yeah, the world is your mollusk with this. You could do mandalas. Oh, mandala, I quite fancy that. There's a lot of mini stitching with a mandala. You could do that. So you've got your white horses going on here. Out. And a bit of DNA going on the back. So there we go. So have all your grandkids gone back to school now? Or your kids? I mean, I'm sure there's some out there who are young enough to be first time round. So I've done all this here and I've sorted that. So I'm just going to trim that down so that I can see where it all reaches, so that I can then put my boat on. So I have that going on. So we need a little bit of black, and you need a little bit, don't we? And I just cut out a little bit like that. And put our boat down there. Yeah, as boat-like. And some white. I could only find this sparkly white in the shop because I brought all browns because I was going to do something different. So we're going to just place our sails. Like that. Oh, that didn't go straight, did it? Like that. And like that. bit of a long sail. Makes it a bit different, doesn't it? Oh, we do it. Oh, shows my fingers are rough. So, like that. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take the black off and I'm going to continue with my white and put those in place. Okay. So we just want a few stitches. Now you could do this on your machine. You could put your decorative stitches in, but I think by the time you've set your machine up with different colours, it's just as easy to put a few hand stitches in. I'm going up here like that. And, I'm doing quite big stitches on this one for time restraints. And go like that and down there. Okay, so we've got that. He looks like he's flowing in the wind, this one. And then we'll just attach the other. I've got a knot in that. That's not good, is it? There we go. So I'm off to see Sarah Millican tonight, which makes me very happy. And I've also booked, now I don't know whether there's any rockers out there, I've also booked an experience, a Pink Floyd Dark Side of the Moon experience. So I'll let you know what that's like. I think it's in October I've booked it, and I'm quite excited about it. Pink Floyd is one of those things that I don't listen to very often, but it makes me, it conjures up memories for me of my teenage when I do hear it. So I'm quite looking forward to that. And if it's anywhere near as good as the ABBA, that'd be amazing. But I'm very much looking forward to Sarah Millican. She makes me giggle. So, well, we are, yes, I'm hoping that we are going to get to the museum when we go over to the Isle of Man. I also want to go up on the train up the mountain. Right. I would normally try and unhook that knot, but you're not going to see it, so we're not going to bother. Okay, so there we have our two sails. Now, while I've still got the white on here, I'm going to go up here and put in a couple of birds. So I just did like an M shape to which is like the age-old version of birds. So we're doing like a back stitch. So that I'm not coming up through the same hole, I'm always moving on one. How's that? That's bird-like. I'll put a smaller bird in there. Like that. So yeah, so the idea with the Isle of Man holiday was to try and relax a little. Hopefully we'll get to do that as well. So I wanted to go up the mountain, but I'm going up by train. There's no way I'm walking up there. There you go. We got 3 little birds. I'm sure there's a song in that. And a nice little mess going on at the back here. So if you bring it down where you've already got, you've already done some of your sewing, you can just stick your knot in there like that. So that's that one done. So there is our sails and our boat. So we're going to put our boat in there like that. Now we want a mast. So I sewed the mast. So I'm going to put a couple of stitches in here and then we're going to take it up the mast. So I did bring black, I think. I did bring black. You go first to find your end. There we are. So I'm using these cotton perlé because they don't split. When I was at home, I tried to use, can't find my needle. I tried to use the embroidery threads, but they were too thick. And I think I've got cheap threads anyway, ones that came in a pack, and I found them quite, they split, so I ended up using the perlé, and it works really well. So we do this one, and we also have a DMC other one, cotton broderie. So go over the bridge on the train. Well, it's more like a tram than a train. Which bridge, Maria? So I'm coming up through. I'm just going to do like a chain stitch, if I can remember how to do a chain stitch. So you bring your needle up and out a little bit further than you want to go. You're going to pull the thread over it. It's a bit like a what's it called? Blanket stitch. So you need to now lock that stitch in place. So where your loop is, I don't know whether you're going to be able to see this, where your loop from your chain is, go back in where you came out and come up a little bit further, which is not easy because we're dealing with 3 layers in some places. And we're going to wrap that around again. You want it to be thicker than one strand going up here. You need to be able to see it without it being intrusive, I think. So lock the stitch off and pull it up a bit more. Don't forget to wrap it round. Like that. Mind you don't unfurl your sails. And can you see, you're just getting that hint of a mast going up there. So these things, depending on what you're doing them for, whether you want to make it more elaborate or less, is entirely up to you. It's just sort of a suggestion of a boat on the water. I'd be interested if you do them. I would love to see what you do with yours. You know, what patterns you make for these. What pictures you come up with. And we're going to go up here, and then I'm just going to go down like that, and we have our boat. So I'm going to put a quick knot in that. Like that, and then we're going to put it together. So there's our little picture. It's not quite as bright as the other one, and I've got a bit of webbing here and a ring, a key ring. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it over to the machine, and I'm just going to sew down here so that it stops your ring moving. Okay, so we're going to go over to the machine, we're going to sew along here just to hold your ring in place, and then what you do is you slot this in between here like that, and I'm going to sew from this edge all the way up over this, and I'm going to go over it 3 times, and then round to here. We're going to stuff it without taking the needle out, and using the wonderful thingamajig that Jean gave us, and we're going to stuff that and then finish it off on the machine. Now, like I said, you could do this blanket stitch all the way around, but you really don't want to see me doing that. So let's go over to here. So it's a white painted bridge on the A5 Port Erin to Douglas Road. It'll bring you good luck. I will certainly have a look at that. And I'm constantly talking to fairies. No. Okay. So we're just going to put in, hopefully. Ooh. So I've just put in a little bit there. It stops this ring from slipping down inside. And we're going to take our piece. So we've got the back piece here, and I'm going to put the top piece on top, and I'm going to start on the one end on the bottom side, and we're going to just go up and down. So hopefully I'll remember to put this in this time. Last time I had to unpick it. Now you could zigzag this, you could make it bigger, sew it all on, and then trim it down with pinking shears, which would give it a nice different edge. So we've gone over it, the chain piece once, and going back over. You know it's in securely then. And coming back down the end. And before we go round the bottom, we're going to take some of our fluff. You don't need to stuff it even. There's quite a few layers on some of this now. So, am I stuffing it up the right bit? No. So I'm just putting a little bit of stuffing in so that it gives it a little bit more oomph. So just, you could use wadding in between and sew it all in together. So I've just stuffed it a little bit, and what we'll do is we'll close it out now. There we go. And no, wrong one. Number 3 should pop up and pop back. There we go. So I'm just going to trim off, because we've finished all our ends off. I'm just going to trim it like this. And I have to be honest, I think I would sit and I'd be quite happy take it on holiday, all sorts of things. And there we have our little ship. I see no ships. So there we go. So on a later date, we will discuss, when I can't come up with something else, we will do sheeps and bears. And we can discuss. I might have to go down that side. I think that one's going to go. It's really close to the edge there. So I might go round it a second time. Round and just to make sure that it's not going to pull apart over here. It's really close to the edge. So there we go. Ta-da! I really quite enjoyed doing that one. I put it off and put it off because I wasn't sure how it was going to go, but it went really. I was really happy with it. So I will do that some more. I think they'd be really good because they're quite quick. And you could do a whole load of the fronts while you're sat watching the telly, and then sew them together on the machine really quick. They'd be good as ones to do on a store or something like that. Right, I'm going now because I'm starting to witter. I'm off to eat my pizza. I might put some chili sauce on it even, all of that. And I will see you next week. Well, I'll probably see you tomorrow when Sarah does a walk round, but I'll see you next week. Ta-ra!